if you don't already know, IGN has been known to have a pretty rocky history when it comes to their opinions on Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic was never good. If you disagree, you can call the cops. We might finally have a second good Sonic game.
Yeah, so there was a good...
Was there a first?
Yeah, was there a first?
Sonic CD.
Now, mainly a lot of it boils down to specific reviews in the 2000s, because if you ask me personally, I don't think in the 90s or the 2010s that they were even unfair on Sonic when it came to reviews. I think they've been pretty fair. The last time I think they were truly unfair towards Sonic was 2008, which is probably the most infamous one with the Sonic Unleashed review.
There's one thing you should know about Sonic Unleashed before spending your hard-earned money on it. It's a big piece of garbage. Big piece of garbage.
But in the meta era, I feel like they've been fair with Sonic reviews, even too fair in some cases, with some games getting scores higher than I thought they should have gotten. But within that 2000s period, there were some games that maybe they were a bit too unfair towards. I'm not gonna get into a whole spiel about it, but the point is, now they've come out and done a top 10 best Sonic games video. This is 4 days ago, and Sonic fans have been reacting to it all over the place. I haven't seen it yet, I don't know what's in there, so I figured let's go through and react. Obviously, remember that IGN is a big company, so the people that said Sonic was never good in that one video, or the people that reviewed Unleashed or any of these other games, are not the same people making this video. So I'm expecting to see different opinions than the ones from the scores in those games in the past. So we're gonna get to all of this right now. But if you're subscribed to the channel already, please make sure to subscribe. We are trying to hit 100,000 subscribers and hopefully 7,000 subscribers before Sonic Frontiers comes out.
Here we
Oh, start off with Unleashed. Okay, we're going there. Okay.
Few video game characters are as iconic as Sonic the Hedgehog.
So this is the guy that was doing all those Frontiers coverage videos in June on IGN. It's the same person. So this person was already pretty decently looking forward to Frontiers, so it's not the same people that were shitting on Sonic, put it that way.
Blue Blur has been around for over 3 decades, touching every corner of pop culture along
Mania.
the way, from games, to comics, to TV, to blockbuster movies. But we're here specifically to celebrate the mainline Sonic game series and pick the best of them.
I say mainline, so it's not going to include any spin-offs or any advance or anything like that, I don't know.
Before we start though, let's quickly touch upon our criteria.
Okay,
we
here
try
we go.
to rank these games based on a combination of historical significance, innovation, and how well these games stand the test of time.
That's a bit of a weird criteria. I mean, historical significance, and what was the other one?
Of historical significance, innovation,
I mean, those are important.
And how well these games stand the test of time.
Test of time, I mean, that's important as well, but I feel like you should be judging the games based on, like, at the time in which they came out. But if a game is fun, it should stay fun, right? That's how I feel, right? The only things that should really age are, like, you know, graphics, things like that, because newer graphics will always look better, right? But in terms of fun gameplay, it will always be fun. But there are little things like, obviously, with Origins adding the coins for retrying special stages, it makes it a lot harder to go back to the classics because you're used to that ability to just retry a special stage that you know, died in randomly. But let's keep going.
Some games, like Sonic Adventure 1 and the original Sonic the Hedgehog for instance, are obviously super important to the Sonic series and set the foundation for both 2D and 3D Sonic games to follow. But we felt like they both didn't quite hold up as well as their sequels.
Okay, I want to talk about that quickly. Obviously, Sonic 2 is far superior to Sonic 1. Adventure 2, I would not say is far superior to Adventure 1. That's just me. I mean, they're both really great, and there's some things Adventure 2 does better than 1, and vice versa. But I just don't see it as, like, Adventure 2 shat on 1 the same way I feel like Sonic 2 shat on Sonic 1. I mean, I love Sonic 1, but 2 definitely shat on 1. Like, let's put it that way. But when it comes to iconic, I think Sonic 1 and Adventure 1 are still the 2 most iconic Sonic games, period. I wouldn't say SA2 was more iconic than SA1, even if it got higher scores and refined a lot of things. I still think the first one is the one that's more iconic. But let's keep going.
When judged by a modern standard, which was why they just missed this list.
Yeah, Sonic Adventure missing the list is an L. You know, it's the first L of the video. Let's keep going.
The 10 games on this list are the ones we feel are the best examples of both classic and modern Sonic styles. So,
if Advance won't make the list, they're not Adventure. Hands gotta be thrown.
Said, here are our picks for the 10 best Sonic games, as chosen by a handful of IGN's biggest Sonic fans.
Oh, so it's multiple star. Okay, so it's not just this one guy's opinion. Okay, so this is gonna be interesting. Oh, Unleashed. Hillary not happy about this one right now.
Sonic Unleashed gets a bad rap, and conversation surrounding it often focuses on the weaker elements, specifically the Werehog bits.
Even though the Werehog is the better part of the game,
A
but
lot of the criticism is warranted, but it also shouldn't take away from the fact that when Sonic Unleashed is good, it's some of the best 3D Sonic there's ever been.
Okay.
It also remains one of the best looking Sonic games despite being 14 years old.
of course.
Plus, the soundtrack is fantastic, and
course.
above all else, Sonic Unleashed feels fast.
I mean, I'll never get how people can love Unleashed and not like the Werehog at all. Like, I mean, if you enjoy the Werehog but you don't love it, then cool. But some people just hate the Werehog and then they say they love Unleashed. It's like, how? Like, I guess once you've got a completed save file and you can only play the levels you like, but you're forgetting that there's other parts of the game. And I've done this before, like SA2, because I love the Werehog, but like with SA2, I swear, like, I'll act like I love the game, and then I remember that I'm using a completed save file and only playing the levels that I love and ignoring all the other ones, mainly the treasure hunting ones, because I actually really do enjoy the mech levels, minus some of Tails' levels are a bit mid, but overall, like, the levels I love in SA2, I love. And then everything else is like, I tolerate, you know, but I won't really go back to.
Totally nails that sensation of being the fastest thing alive as you tear through levels, leaving a trail of absolute destruction full of crushed boxes, tables, enemies, and more. It's the most uneven of the mainline Sonic games, but we still feel it deserves a spot on this list.
As much as I love the Werehog, I have to say that if Unleashed was just everything else but the Werehog and the metal collecting, that they just took those out, it would have been on the levels of like Adventure and Sonic 1 in terms of iconic, I believe. I prefer the Unleashed the way it is, I'm just saying. Because I made a whole Sonic Unleashed remaster video where I delved into how they should remaster the game. And I gave some good points, you should definitely check out that video. But I do believe if there was never Werehog and never metal collecting, and it was just everything else but with the day stages, it would have been iconic. I have to put that out there. But, you know, that's not the world we live in. You see it now. Rush! Finally! Some goated shit! Rush appreciation! Best
Sonic
2D
Rush
Sonic!
somehow managed to feel like a full-blown console Sonic game pared
Go
down
to
to the
game.
dual screens of the Nintendo
Better than the
DS,
classics.
a worthy successor to the amazing Sonic Advance games for the Game Boy Advance.
Better than the
Sonic
Advance
Rush
games.
achieved a spectacular sense of speed for a handheld Sonic game.
This game is so slept on. I mean, it was well received when it came out, so I mean, people knew that it was good, but nowadays no one talks about it, which again is not people's fault, because there's younger Sonic fans who didn't grow up with Nintendo DSs. They had 3DSs or even just Switches, no 3DSs, and this game's never been ported, so why would they be talking about it? But this game is goated shit. I really hope someone decomps this game and puts it on PC one of these days.
To the tension gauge, a mechanic that would later be adapted to future Sonic games as a boosting mechanic.
This shit
And when you
pioneered
add
the
on top-
boost. I know some people are gonna say Heroes special stages. It's not the same thing. Come on, this pioneered the boost.
Of that, the awesome boss battles.
The boss,
and
thank you. The bosses are. Some people be saying the Rush bosses weren't that good. You're wrong. Rush bosses were lit.
great use of the dual screens throughout the levels.
Cool,
and
I need
more
to
than
play this right
secures
now.
its number 9 spot.
Wrapped in black. Sonic 2, goated shit. Goated shit. I wouldn't put it over Rush, but you know, Sonic 2, it's amazing.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is still one of the best pure experiences of the Sonic franchise.
I love how you said it's one of the best pure experiences, because I feel like Sonic 2 is the most Sonic game, if that makes sense. It's just pure Sonic. There's no complication. You got your 2X. There's no gimmick. There's no time travel or team-based gameplay, which I love. Heroes is the GOAT, but I'm just saying there's no gimmick in Sonic 2. It's just, here's Sonic gameplay, and it's very good. There's nothing ridiculous about it. It's just there, and it's fun, okay?
It introduced Tails, added 2-player co-op, and improved upon the formula established by the first game in just about every way. There were more zones, all of which contained multiple paths, new enemies, new mechanics, and
Sonic
new
2.
abilities, while keeping true to the essential factor to a Sonic game. You gotta go fast.
I mean, Sonic 2 created the spin dash. That's pretty iconic. I can't lie. The spin dash is the most iconic move in all of Sonic, more than the boost, let's be real. So, like, Sonic 2 is iconic as well. I know I didn't mention it before, but it's up there, okay?
New zones like Sky Chase gave us our first look at the Tornado, Tails' Biplane, and the Death Egg Zone pitted us against an early version of an enemy that would eventually become Metal Sonic. Sonic 2 also introduced the Super Sonic transformation into the franchise by having players collect all 7 Chaos Emeralds in a new and welcomed improvement to bonus stages.
That's right.
Sonic 2 is still one of the best sequels with its lengthy list of improvements and additions that still holds up to this day for both newcomers and veterans.
Yeah. Oh no, okay, this is cap. This is cap. This is cap. It's this cap.
As good as we just said Sonic 2
Hey.
was, Sonic CD feels like a more polished and confident version of that.
More polished and confident than 2? Have you played the original CD? Look, you're using the widescreen version right now. You were using original Sonic 2 footage. Now you're using the Origin CD footage. Some of you don't need to go back and play the original Sonic CD on the Sega CD, because that shit with that gimped ass spin dash and that frame rate dips and those fucking cutscenes that were like squashed into the middle of the screen. You lot saying that Sonic CD is better than Sonic 2. You ain't even play the original version of the game. And anyway, even the remake version is still inferior to Sonic 2. More polished and refined? In what way? Level design? No. Control? No. Special stages? Fuck no. Because the music is realistic? Come on. CD over 2? Nah, you niggas wildin'.
It introduced us to Amy Rose and a version of Metal Sonic that we all know and loathe today. But the real star of the show in Sonic CD is its use of time travel, where you can go to the past, present, or future of the zone you're in. The thrill of starting the time travel star boost and trying to maintain your speed to make sure you properly get transported to the past.
Yeah, it's like it's hard to transport into the future and the past. You be doing that shit accidentally. You just hit the thing, and then before you know it, you in there. Like, you don't have to try and do
The
it.
future was always exciting. Sonic CD didn't need this extra gameplay mechanic, but they did it anyway. And since Sonic is trying to collect the time stones to ensure a good future where Eggman's plans
look at
are
that
foiled,
shit.
Sonic CD basically did Avengers Endgame in 1993.
No, it didn't, because Endgame was amazing and one of the best MCU movies, and CD is... CD was the worst thing they'd put out at that point.
Also, that theme song, iconic.
Well, the theme song's iconic. I'll give you that. No way this is better than 2, though. Alright, 3 and Knuckles, I'm guessing. Personally, I'll put 2 over 3 and Knuckles,
Genesis
but I'm
era
not mad
Sonic
at
games
this.
are well represented on this list for a reason, and each release got better while
But
introducing.
it's interesting that we've already gone through all the classics, because they mentioned 1 wasn't on the list. We've seen 2, CD, 3, and K. I mean, I guess Mania's left, but that means that the list is not going to be too classic heavy once we get to the higher parts.
Introducing new playable characters and mechanics. Sonic 3 and Knuckles feels like a superior version of the early days of Sonic. While both Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles are solid games as individuals, they feel incomplete, and so the combination offers a complete...
I wouldn't say Sonic 3 feels incomplete on this one. I played Sonic 3 on its own, got in Super Sonic, and it was a great experience. Obviously, there was no Super Sonic ending if you just do Sonic 3 on its own, which is a fair point. But I mean, if the game was just Sonic 3 and then you go straight to the and Knuckles ending, I would have been fine with it. Although I would have missed Mushroom Hill and Flying Batch, I'm not gonna lie, I love those zones.
rich experience. The level design is
that
some of the
Hydrosis
best
in the background.
2D Sonic entries. While it certainly felt built and made for newcomer Knuckles, the levels still accommodate the playstyles and strengths for that of Sonic and Tails as well.
Oh, okay. More cap. Okay, more cap. More cap. Okay.
When it comes to imaginative and thrilling level designs, Sonic Colors is top tier as far as Sonic games go. Aquarium Park is arguably one of the best water levels throughout the entire series. Asteroid Coaster is just phenomenal.
Aquarium Park, one of the best water level? Look, Act 1 was decent. Okay, I'm not saying Aquarium Park 1 was bad. It was a good level. It was alright. But like Hydrosity, Water Palace, like really? I don't know. It depends on where you want to go with water levels. If we're only including levels where you can actually go into the water, then maybe it's top 5, I guess, because you don't really go into the water in fully 3D Sonic games. Like everything from the Adventure era, you don't go into the water. I mean, I think maybe Big can go into the water, but like Sonic doesn't go into water in Emerald Coast. So if we're not including things like Emerald Coast, if we're not including things like, you know, Ocean Palace, Seaside Hill, because you don't access the water, then fine. Act 1 is cool. But if we're judging the whole area, you didn't say Act 1, you said the whole area, it's not up there. But it's cool, whatever.
Phenomenal in every aspect, and
Asteroid Coaster Act 1 is actually my favorite level in Sonic Colors. Probably that and Tropical Resort Act 1. The Act 1s are all pretty good in my opinion, but I'd say those two are the best.
while it's heavily on rails, the sheer
And at least they admit that it's on rails, because I've said that before.
spectacle of Starlight Carnival is a sight to behold. Sonic Colors does an excellent job of blending that high-speed, boost-centric style of gameplay with more methodical platforming and puzzle segments, while also filling every level with multiple paths that are all fun to explore. It checks all the boxes, on top of having an impressive soundtrack.
I'm gonna say all the boxes, but you know, it's alright. I don't hate the game. Again, I don't hate colors. It's just not the pinnacle of Sonic in any way. That's all I'm saying. I don't hate it. Okay, it's cool.
Great visuals.
It's better than CD, just in case you were wondering.
And smooth gameplay that still holds up to this day.
Advance 1? Really? Where the other Advance games at? Because this ain't the best Advance game, okay?
Sonic's 10th anniversary saw the release of Sonic Adventure, but 2001 also saw the release of a 2D Sonic game, Sonic Advance, for the GBA, marking the first time the blue blur made his way onto a Nintendo console. Sonic Advance kept the heart and soul of classic Sonic while...
Yeah, that's why the classic fans always pick Advance 1 as the best, because it's the most similar to classic Sonic, whereas Advance 2 and 3 strayed into their own thing. Even 2 and 3 are vastly different from each other, so the which Advance game debate is the best, they're so vastly different in their gameplay that it's kind of hard for everyone to have the same opinion, because they're not going for the same thing. You could argue the same thing with the regular classics, right? Sonic 2 is way more focused on speed and way more linear than Sonic 1, and then CD is the time travel and the all over the place level design, and then Sonic 3 is kind of like a halfway point between 2 and CD, where it's like fast and linear at times, but then also open and a bit confusing as well. So it's like, whichever one you prefer, it depends on the kind of style that you like the most. And yeah, with Advance, obviously I'm going to pick 3 because I love the team-based mechanic. I love the adventure feeling with the little hub worlds and shit like that. But it did have 3 acts, which is not my favorite, but you know, it still worked.
While also updating his sprite and his abilities to be more in line with the emerging modern Sonic design. Sonic could grind rails, there was a tiny Chow Garden, and just overall, Sonic was far more expressive than he had ever been in the older 2D Sonic games.
That's a big thing for someone to say, like he was more expressive here than he was in the 2D games. I don't know, I mean, I'd say it was on a similar, I never really thought of that, really. I mean, he seems similar amounts of expressive, but okay.
While the entire Sonic Advance trilogy includes some of Sonic's best 2D outings from the post-Genesis era, Sonic Advance remains one of the best in terms of consistency. It blended the 3D character models with 2D style gameplay, and had some of the best level
3D character, I mean, I guess he means the modern Sonic design style sprite-based now, I don't know.
Variety of the entire Sonic Advance trilogy. And it's a shame that Sega has yet to re-release these games beyond the Game Boy Advance.
Well, didn't the Wii U in Japan get like Sonic Advance or something like that? But yeah, Sega will be slacking on easy re-releases. Like something like this would be an easy one if they don't want to remake it and make it widescreen. They could just simply port it in a collection. Like Mega Man have been doing that shit for ages. Alright, so SA2 made it to 3rd on your list and you couldn't find room for SA1? Really? Really? You couldn't have just ditched CD and put SA1 there instead? Okay. I'm already not expecting Heroes to be there because they be sleeping on the GOAT. I know that. Everyone sleeps on the GOAT. And it's probably not going to be 2 or 1 because I don't think IGN have got taste like that. But, you know, I went in expecting some shit like that.
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle for the GameCube improved the base game with better textures, multiplayer, and exclusive characters.
Multiplayer is a big point for SA2 compared to SA1, I'll give you that. But I would say the biggest point for me, like when I compare SA1 and 2, the biggest point would still be rail grinding. I think that's the thing that made SA2 stand out from SA1. It's like, but those rails though, oh my god, you balancing on those rails in Skyrail and shit, Final Rush. If it wasn't for rails, there would be no way that SA2 could even touch SA1. Like, real talk, it's those rails.
The base version of Sonic Adventure 2 was already pretty damn good. It still stands tall to this day as one of the most beloved 3D Sonic games of all time. While the Sonic and Shadow stages are obviously the highlights with their fast-paced action-heavy gameplay, there's a great blend of gameplay stylings between the various playable characters as well. On top of all of that, Battle also added characters like Metal Sonic and Emmy Rose for foot races.
I'm still yet to play Battle's multiplayer, because I grew up on the Dreamcast version. Like, all my multiplayer, like, childhood was from the Dreamcast version, and I always missed that original intro in the SA2 Dreamcast version, like that little 10-second intro. But when it comes to multiplayer Battle, at some point I'm gonna have to try that out, you know.
The ability to challenge friends in kart races or have their chows compete. And then of course there's the much beloved Chow Garden and that unforgettable soundtrack that echoes in every Sonic fan's mind.
Mania. I wouldn't put Mania over 2 and 3, personally. I think it's a great game, obviously, but I wouldn't put it over 2 and 3. I think the lack of originality is probably one of the reasons. Even then, I just think I'm not as in love with it, right? There's levels that I love in Mania, and there's a lot of levels that I don't care about, and I think that's why I wouldn't put it over 2 and 3, you know? And Knuckles, if I compared Mania to And Knuckles on its own, I'd probably pick Mania, because, you know, you're comparing it to, like, half of that experience, you know, if we're going to separate the games. But there's no way I'd put it over 3 and Knuckles as a whole, or even Sonic 3 on its own, or Sonic 2 on its own.
What is there to say about Sonic Mania that hasn't already been said? It is easily one of the best 2D Sonic games we have ever received after Sega pivoted to strictly third-party. A game made by fans for fans, Sonic Mania is a love letter to the Blue Hedgehog. Mania offered a fresh perspective of what put Sonic on the map, remixing the classic formula while offering fast-paced gameplay, superb level design, and excellent pixel art. Sonic Mania would have been great even if it just stuck to the remastered and new versions of previous Sonic zones.
I mean, the new zones were important though. Like Titanic Monarch, goated shit. Like Mirage Saloon Act 2, pretty lit. Studiopolis, pretty lit. But the best level in the game was Flying Battery Act 2, which was an old stage, and Chemical Plant Act 2 is one of the best levels, and now is an old stage. The old stages were definitely important.
But what truly makes it sing are the entirely original stages. Levels like Studiopolis and Mirage Saloon Zone offer the perfect counterpart to the comforting familiarity of the remastered stages. Replayability is also among the highest compared to other 2D Sonic games, thanks to the multitude of collectibles and rewards found off the beaten paths. For those reasons...
Oh my god, life was so good when Mania came out. Like, that small period when Mania came out and Forces wasn't out yet, and it was like, Sonic is good. That short period, it was a great period. Okay, it was a great period. Okay, I love that period.
Sonic Mania is our pick for the best 2D Sonic game you can play. And it is, wholeheartedly, a Sonic game that every fan should play.
So what number 2 right now? So what are they going to put above it? If it's not Generations and it didn't make the list, then I don't know. Because, I mean, Generations is not my favorite, but I would assume you've already said Colors. There's nothing else from the Meta era. You said Colors and Mania. There's nothing else in the Meta era you could pick. It'd have to be Generations. You're not going to pick Heroes because you don't have taste like that. You're not going to pick anything from the 90s. You already said all the classics. It has to be Generations.
At least once.
Yeah, it's Generations. Which, I don't think Generations is the best selling game, but I do believe that it is the best entry point into the franchise. Like, if you wanted to introduce someone to Sonic or what Sonic is about, Generations summarizes the best parts of the franchise, because everything after the Meta era or after Gens was mostly mid minus Mania. So, like, to have, like, the best eras of everything just summarized and recreated with classic and modern Sonic, I think it's the easiest game to give to someone. It's not too challenging, so they're not going to struggle, but it's got great graphics, great level design. You have a decent amount of fun with Generations. I think it's a good opening or starting point for the franchise. And then if they like Generations, then you can introduce them to something else. If they prefer classic Sonic in the game, then you introduce them to the classics like Origins. Or if they prefer the 3D stuff or the boost, you maybe introduce them to Unleashed. Or if they want something less boosty, then I guess you'd give them the Adventure era stuff. But it is a good entry point.
Even in 2022, Sonic Generations remains the greatest celebration of Sonic's history, the best combination of both classic and modern Sonic gameplay.
This is the best combination, as if there's other games that that stood next to it. Like, what was the other game that had classic and modern Sonic that was good? I can't think of one. So there's only one other one that existed, which was Forces, and that wasn't good. So
Sonic Generations was a game designed to evoke nostalgia, but it never fell into the trap of relying entirely on fuzzy feelings from the past. The 14 levels based on prior Sonic zones incorporated
14 levels? Maybe including bosses?
Elements of those past stages, but always found a way to make them feel distinct and fresh, which resulted in an unforgettable Sonic game that, at the time, was simultaneously a throwback to the past, a glimpse at his future, and
a glimpse at his future. Oh my god, I remember how positive everyone was when Generations came out. This is the most positive I've been for Sonic in a long time, because while I did love a lot of 2000 Sonic games, I was stuck in boarding school and we weren't allowed to bring game consoles. The only games we could play were on our computers because we had laptops and shit. So Unleashed, 06, the handheld stuff, I could only play during the summer holidays. Like a lot of the 2000s, like post Heroes, they just stopped giving a fuck about porting things to PC. Like Riders got a PC port, but aside from that, it was like post Heroes, SADX, nothing was coming to PC. So I was barely playing Sonic minus the holidays when I'll go and play 06 and Unleashed or whatever. And Generations came at a time I was like, this is getting a PC port. I can actually play this in school. I don't have to wait till the holidays. And I think that's why it was such a good moment for me as a Sonic fan, like to be able to play that and enjoy that and have that summary of the whole franchise in one place. Generations is some of the happiest I've ever been as a Sonic fan. Definitely aside from like the mid 2000s, which I loved. But yeah, Generations was really important. And the mods and everything were insane. And what was the point I was trying to make? The point was that when Gens came out, everyone said, here we go, here's the working formula for Sonic. They've been, you know, dilly-dallying around on what should work. They had Unleashed, which was Boost, and it was great. Generations added a bit more platforming. Colors obviously went in a whole different direction with the Kishimoto stuff. But everyone was like, all they have to do now is take the model levels in Gens, make them original, maybe a bit longer, and then add a new story around that, and you've got your formula for 3D Sonic. And then they made Lost World and then ruined the whole thing. So I don't know how they managed to have Generations and then just completely fell off after that, because they literally had the foundation right there. But yeah,
Pick for the best Sonic game to date. And that's our list. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. And for more Sonic, make sure to check out all of our Sonic Frontiers coverage for IGN first. Thanks for watching, and for everything else, keep it here on IGN.
yeah, I mean, it's not a horrible list. I mean, there's certain things that were violations. Putting CD above Sonic 2, major violation. Colors being higher than Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and Knuckles, violation. Clear violation, like, come on. But it wasn't the worst list. You know, I didn't expect them to have Heroes on there because, again, their taste, yeah, most people don't recognize the greatness of Heroes. I get that. I expected that. SA1 not making the list was a major violation. Sonic 1 not making the list, I guess I can see that because it was the first one and it got so improved from Sonic 2. But SA1, I think people have forgotten how truly great that game is because of how old it is, and they want to talk about how it aged poorly and all this shit. But to not have SA1 in the top 10, I think it's truly disrespectful to one of the most iconic Sonic games. The gameplay in that game is so solid. Sonic's story, Tails' story, Knuckles, Gamma, Amy. Big, the only story that was a bit mid. SA2, Treasure Hunting took over that game, and I get that everyone loves SA2, and I still love a lot of SA2, but like, to have SA2 all the way up there, and not have any room for SA1 in the list, but you've got room for CD, I don't know. I don't even think CD's better than Sonic 1, so that's just me. The list is alright. It's not overly offensive. Props to them for putting Unleashed in there. I think that was a good move. Also, props to them for not mentioning 06 at all in this video, because they could have started with the Sonic is headers ups and his downs and kissing the they could have started with that shit, and they just didn't. So thank you for that. But yeah, I've seen worse lists. I've definitely seen better lists. But it's what it is. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. Do you agree with their list? My list would obviously be very different. I've never actually made a top 10 Sonic games video, but you can check out my ranking every year of Sonic video. Like, I rank the years as a whole, like individually, which year was the best year. And it's a highly subjective list. It's not based on popular opinion. But if you want to kind of know my insight to what I think about Sonic games and where I would rank a lot of them, then that video is probably the best place for you to check out, because I ranked 30 years of the franchise in a tier list. So make sure to check that out. But yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Make sure to check out the non-Sonic channel. The link will be in the description. But that's all I have to say right now. So, Premy out.